Sure.
Let's start with the bond BX 20266. That was established for any damage to Sophie Street restoration that may have been needed. And we've done that inspection. They've repaired the base course, or the actual asphalt has been repaired by Renda. And the township widened the road as well. And once we get it on the schedule, the plan is to pave that old section of Sophie Street, at the new width. So I would recommend release of that bond for the restoration on Sophie Street.
Okay. Why don't we do them at one of John Mayor Albany's? May I suggest we do them one at a time as Rob explains them?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll make a motion to release the bond number BX 20266 for the Sophie Street restoration.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Heller,
Aye.
Mr. Holzenbush,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mayor Albany.
Yes. Next one you want to go on, Rob?
BX 20267, which was for widening of Ridge Road. Again, we scaled back that improvement. It wasn't full excavation. Township did a reclamation in 2015. The $9,400 check has been confirmed by Karen that's posted to the township. So I would recommend release of BX 20267.
I'll make a motion that we release bond number BX 20267 for the Ridge Road offsite improvement.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Ford,
Yes.
Mr. Heller,
Aye.
Mr. Holzenbush,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mayor Albany.
Yes. Last one, Rob?
BX 20236. Now that's where I need to talk to the committee. This is their overall subdivision bond, and everything is done except for the final top course. But Falone is still constructing the houses on the development. So Mr. Renda's thought was to provide the township with the cost to pave to do the final top course, and the township would do that when they do the older section. The only issue with that is they use the base amount that was in the original estimate. I think that should be done at 120% of the cost of the top course to take into account any increases. It looks like we would be able to do this next year. It looks like Falone will be done by the end of this year. And that'll also cover some of the cost of the inspection. The other item is in order to release the performance bond, he's required to put up a 2-year maintenance bond for 15% of the costs. So that's just going to get a little tricky on how we calculate the maintenance amount. If that item is out of it, so I wanted to talk to the committee and Sharon as well, just to get it's not something that's normally done. It's only because the houses aren't done yet. You wouldn't want to put the top on it with all that activity going on. But
I don't think we should take a risk for increased cost. If the cost of oil goes up, the cost of paving is going to go up, and why should we pay any more money out of our pocket for this project?
Understood, but there's nothing in the developer's agreement that would really prevent him from topping it right now. There's no stipulation in the developer's agreement that the top can't be done until all the houses are done, etc. So,
Except that he's got to provide a 2-year maintenance bond, and if that road is screwed up, he's going to be responsible for it.
understood. The road's in good shape, but that's why I originally asked him to send a letter in explaining what he wanted to do, and then we got to check with it and all that. So that's what I think complicated it slightly. So just want the committee.
I would be hesitant to release that until we have it much more concretely allocated.
When does this clock start ticking on the 2 years?
Once the township releases this performance bond.
Right.
And not until then.
So even if he topped it now, like you said, we could wait.
That would start the clock. Yeah, if he topped it now, it would start the clock, but still have houses being built out there, which
He's
I
running
don't know
equipment
where that
over it.
liability comes on to fixing anything that goes wrong with that. Understood, but that's why I originally asked him to send a letter in explaining what he wanted to do, and then we got to check with it and all that. So that's what I think complicated it slightly. So just want the committee.
liability comes on to Sharon, Rich, any thoughts on the liability for the township here? Is this normal practice? Sounds like it's not.
It's the first time in a long time I've heard something like this. I would tend to agree with Rob that having the bonds, maintenance bonds start now, we could be in a position where some of the costs would maybe exceed the amount of the bond. And it gets to do a third party. If you have, I understand it, a different builder building the houses than those who put the road in.
Correct.
And then you have the town involved. So I think this could get, legal term, very sticky.
Well, I agree. I think that if the final course goes on right now, and they're still in construction on the houses, that there could be, repairs that the maintenance bond's not going to cover. I don't know. And as far as accepting a check right now based on a cost estimate from 2012, I don't think that's going to cover the cost of, the road if the township does it.
Yeah. Even at 120%, it may not cover it.
Yeah. So I haven't had a chance to look at the development agreement, but I don't know if there's a way to, get an agreement with the current builder to cover the cost here. I haven't looked at that. If there's a repair cost, if the final cost is done, final coat is done.
You mean for Falon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a possibility?
I don't think there's nothing in the developer's agreement that I saw.
No, but I'm talking about either an agreement or an amendment to the developer's agreement, because it's not finished yet.
Right.
Well, Sharon, what happens if we just don't accept the bond right now? Send the check back, and no clock controlling.
It's not accepted now.
Right.
What prevents him from putting the top down? Like I said, there's nothing in the agreement, developer's agreement, that stipulates that. Not that he's looking to do that. He's trying to work out some way, given the fact the houses are still being constructed, and give the township what the amount of money to take care of the paving it.
Yeah.
The costs and everything are going to fluctuate. We don't really know, but.
And even a three-party agreement could get messy.
Right.
Well, I know that the developers' agreements always say that they're bound on their successors and assigns. I do know that. That's what's in them. But how it all coordinates between the two, now that we have two different, we have the owner developer and we have a successor developer who's actually doing construction. I'd have to review it. But I guess
Hold it for 2.
Pardon me?
Hold it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to do that and just go through that, bring it back to the next meeting, and I'll talk to Mr. Renda again and double check what Falon is.
Appeal to the goodness of his heart not to pave it right now.
What's that, Rich?
Appeal to the goodness of his heart not pave it right now.
No, he's definitely been of that mindset.
Good.
But it's a matter of getting off the performance bond as well. Holding that for another year until Falon gets the houses done. That's always been a dilemma. But it looks like Falon is moving along quite quickly with the houses, so.